Hello, this is Toast. We are beginning a brand new series today called Conquering Calradia. I gotta figure out how to say that. I'll be good at that by the end of this. Creating a new character called Alexandria. I'm Alex, so it makes sense. And it's going to be her journey to Empress. That's right, I'm going to figure out how to conquer the entire realm in Mount&Blade, no matter how long it takes. And hopefully you'll enjoy the journey with me. Let's go ahead and start a new game. Welcome, adventurer, to Diplomacy for Mount&Blade Warband. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. Remember that in the traditional medieval society depicted in the game, war and politics are usually dominated by male members of the nobility. That does not, however, mean that you should not choose to play a female character, as I will, or one who is not of noble birth. Many male nobles may have a somewhat easier start, but women and commoners can attain all of the same goals, and in fact may have a much more interesting, if more challenging, early game. Select your character's gender, female. In the traditional medieval society depicted in the game, war and politics are usually dominated by male members of the nobility. Because of this, a female character can face initial prejudice, and some opportunities open to men will not be available, although women will also have some opportunities a man will not. Some players might feel like this is distasteful, so if you want to ignore that aspect of society... you can ignore that aspect of society in Calradia. You can later change your mind through the options in the camp menu. I do not mind encouraging sexism. Might as well keep this legit. You were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was... Go with a traveling merchant. You were born the daughter of traveling merchants, always moving from place to place in search of a profit. Although your parents were wealthier than most and educated as well as they could, you found little opportunity to make friends on the road, living mostly for moments when you could sell something to somebody. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as shop assistant. As a girl growing out of childhood, you apprenticed to a wealthy merchant, picking up the trade over years of working shops and driving caravans. You soon became adept at the art of buying low, selling high, leaving the customer thinking they got the better deal. Then as a young adult, life changed as it always does. You became... let's say we became a poacher. Through the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhat along the way you became a woman, and the whole world seemed to change around you. Dissatisfied with common men's desperate scrabble for coin, you took to your local lord's own force and decided to help yourself to its bounty. Laws be damned. You hunted stags, boars, and geese and sold the precious meat under the table. You cut down trees right under the watchmen's noses and turned them into firewood that warmed many freezing homes during winter. All for a few silvers, of course. But soon everything changed and you decided to strike out on your own as adventurer. What made you take this decision was lust for money and power. Only you knew exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. To everyone else, it's clear that you're now motivated solely by personal gain. You want to be rich, powerful, respected, and feared. You want to be the one whom others hurry to obey. You want people to know your name and tremble whenever it is spoken. You want everything, and you won't let anyone stop you from having it. Become an adventurer and ride to your destiny. What will the game's saving policy be? I go back and forth on this one. I feel like I'm going to regret it if I hit realistic, but at the same time, I'm going to feel like I'm cheating you guys if I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow me to quit without saving, if only in case of technical issues, so that I don't lose the continuity of the stream. But I'm going to play this as if I'm doing realistic saving. So whatever happens, happens. I mean, you guys are seeing this now. It's being recorded. There is no going back. I can't double back on this. So I'm going to play it as if I'm doing realistic, but in case something glitches and, the stream cuts out or something, I want to be able to capture it all. So I will allow to quit without saving. Now you enter your name and distribute your attribute, skill, and weapon points. You can click on various elements on the screen to learn how each one will affect your character. Alright. Going with Alexandria, as mentioned previously. Gotta make sure I spelled that right. Yes. Let's see. I'm gonna go for 11 intelligence, do some strength, and some charisma. Let's see here. What skills do I have? It's been a while since I've played this game, so I gotta reread this again. I remember Weapon Master being a solid one to invest into. Riding was always good. Not enough agility. Alright, I gotta get agility 9. So let me reset that. I forgot about breakpoints in this game. So I'm gonna do charisma 9. Not enough charisma to learn this skill. Agility 9. And strength 7. So now I can get one more into riding, which is very important because you need horses in this game. It's called Mount&Blade, for crying out loud. Let's see here. Inventory management. Party skill, party skill, party skill. I don't want to do many party skills if I can avoid it. Persuasion is very important. So let's get 3 into persuasion. Get one more into leadership. Prisoner management. I don't really care about that one a whole lot for right now. Iron Flesh is important. I'm going to do Weapon Master for now. And let's see here. Horse archery would be important. Looting I'm not really worried about. Trainer is always important. Alright. Oh, I gotta move my chat widget. Hang on a second. I gotta see what's going on here. Proficiency in pole arms. Yeah, yeah! Gotta frickin' love pole arms in this game. Let's see here. Archery is really hot. Let's keep that going. Alright, so it's been a while since I've played this game. I have played this game before, so I kind of remember how it goes. But I love that we have health 42 right now. Alright. Adjust your character's face using the buttons and sliders to rotate the head, click on it, and drag the mouse. Let's see here. Just gonna go through until I see one that I like. Not gonna spend a whole lot of time on this. I do like the blonde. No. Give me a face that looks like an Empress. You know, as I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Now I'm spending a bunch of time on this. Gotta get it right, guys. I've been staring at this face for a long time. I think that'll do. You hear about Calradia, a land torn between rival kingdoms battling each other for supremacy, a haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. In this land which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe that you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally you hold the key to your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. Drawn by the stories you hear about Calradia and its kingdoms, you... Oh. I always like the Vagars. Join a caravan to Rivedan in the kingdom of the Vagars. You have come through the Vagar highlands, a plateau exposed to the bitter winds from the north. The land here is frozen for most of the year, but the forests are rich with fur-bearing game, and the rivers are teeming with fish. The riches of the land draw the traders, but the traders in turn draw bandits. You saw the occasional dark figure mounted on a shaggy pony watching the passage of your caravan from a snowy ridge. You were glad when the spires of Revenant came into view across the wide valley of the Bullock River. You were exhausted by the time you find the inn in Revenant, and you fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden you hear a sound that stands the hairs on the neck on end, the rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. Oh! Please tell me I have another weapon. Crap. How do I not have a... How do I not have a sword? So why is there a flag up there? This is not a fair fight. I don't remember how to get my frickin' sword. Doesn't even look like I have one. Well, that sucked. You are struck down, however, before you lose consciousness, you hear shouts and a rush of footfalls. You wake to find yourself indoors, weak but alive. Why is there a flag? What the hell is this? Merchant of Revenant. I don't remember how to talk. There we go. Ah, you're awake. It is good to see that you can still walk. You're lucky that we came along. I had been speaking with the watch, and when we heard the sounds of a fight and ran in to see what was happening, we didn't arrive in time to prevent you from getting knocked down, but we may have saved you from getting your throat cut. Now, maybe you can help me. We've always had brigands in the hills, driven to banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wild and venturing into town looking for unwary prey. The watch commander tells us it's because of all the fighting on the frontiers. Fewer men to keep an eye on the streets, but I'm not sure what to make of that. It seems to me that the most logical explanation is that these bandits have an ally inside the walls who helps them enter unnoticed and helps them identify particular tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my brother. I don't know what my brother was thinking, a lad from the prominent house. Out alone after dark in times like these, well, I suppose you were too. But you're a stranger here and didn't know how bad things have become. He had no such excuse. But he's family, so what can you do? If you don't protect your kin, then people will start thinking that you can't protect your investments either, and I can't have that. No doubt the gang will soon send word about a ransom, but I don't care to pay it. So here's my proposition. You look like you've had a bit of experience with a blade. And more importantly, you must have a bit of fire in your belly, or you wouldn't be coming to Calradia to seek your fortune. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small party, track down these bandits to their lair, and teach them a lesson they won't forget, and get my brother back safe. In return, you'll earn my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? I'm interested. You won't be able to do any of this by yourself, though. If you try and take on the whole gang single-handedly, the hunter will become the hunted, I'll warrant. You'll first want to round up a group of volunteers. There's always a few lads in the villages around here looking for a bit of work, a bit more interesting than tilling the soil or hauling water. They'll follow you if you pay, so take this purse of 100 dinars, consider it in advance on your reward. Go round to the villages and use the money to hire some help. I'll reckon that you need at least 5 men to take on these bandits. Very good, sir. I'll go collect men from around the villages. Good. You can find me again in the tavern here in Revenant after you've got your group together. Then we'll speak about what we do next. You've been given your first quest. You may view your quest log by pressing Q anytime. I think I is inventory. Okay, so for some reason I didn't have... Oh, require strength 8. That's why. Well, that's silly. I do have a horse, though. That is nice. Furs, hide boots, coat, arrows, and a bow. No melee weapon. Not a good start. Alright. Here is the land